In my previous video, I have discussed the physical properties of metals and non-metals. Now, the chemical properties of metals. Chemical properties means what is their reaction when they are mixed with a metal, and water, oxygen, steam, carbon dioxide, and other substances. So first we will study about metals in air. Air is containing oxygen, so the metals is combining with oxygen to form a metal oxide. See, metal plus oxygen gives metal oxide, and metal oxides are basic in nature. They will turn red litmus blue. Red litmus is an indicator which will tell us the basic nature of a metal. When copper is heated in air, air means oxygen, it combines with oxygen to form copper oxide, a black oxide. Cu plus O2 gives CuO. How is it formed? Cu, valency of Cu is +2 and oxygen valency is -2, and it will combine to form CuO. So we will balance this equation. Balancing the equation is very necessary. 2, so oxygen will be multiplied by 2. Here copper becomes 2, so copper is multiplied by 2. Aluminium reacts to form aluminium oxide. Al plus O2 gives Al2O3. Sodium and potassium are kept immersed in kerosene oil as they react vigorously with air and catch fire. Sodium and potassium are very reactive metals, and if they are kept in open, they will catch fire. K is potassium plus oxygen gives K2O, that is potassium oxide. They will react very vigorously in air. Next, magnesium, aluminium and zinc, lead react slowly with air and form a protective layer that prevents corrosion. See, these metals are there, they form a layer of metal oxide on their surface so that it prevents corrosion. Magnesium burns with a white dazzling light. If we burn magnesium with oxygen, it will produce a white dazzling light. Silver, platinum and gold doesn't burn and react with air. See, we have gold and silver, platinum ornaments. If they would have reacted with air, our ornaments would have reacted, but they do not react with air. Amphoteric oxides of metals. See, second property we have is amphoteric oxides are the metal oxides which react with both acid and bases to form salt and water. Some metals are there which will react with both acid as well as a base. So, for example, aluminium oxide plus HCl, hydrochloric acid gives AlCl3, aluminium chloride plus water. Similarly, aluminium oxide is reacting with sodium hydroxide, a base, to form sodium aluminate plus water. Sodium aluminate is a salt, as well as aluminium chloride is a salt of a respective acid, here respective base. ZnO, that is zinc oxide plus hydrochloric acid gives ZnCl2, zinc chloride plus water, and ZnO plus NaOH, sodium hydroxide gives sodium zincate plus water. So, aluminium and zinc are reacting with both acid and a base to form salt and water. These are known as amphoteric oxides. Now the basic oxides of metals. See, we know metal reacts with oxygen to form a metallic oxide which is basic in nature. So basic oxide, most metallic oxides do not dissolve in water, but some metallic oxides are there which get dissolved in water and form alkalis. So metallic oxides soluble in water are known as alkalis. Their aqueous solution turns red litmus blue. Why? Because they are basic in nature, so they will turn red litmus blue. Sodium oxide plus water gives sodium hydroxide, and potassium oxide plus water gives potassium hydroxide. These are alkalis. They are getting dissolved in water to form alkalis. Now reactivity series is there that how will they react in the atmosphere. Potassium is the highly reactive metal, and silver, gold, platinum are the least reactive metal. This is going from high order to low order. Barium, calcium, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, nickel, tin, lead, hydrogen, copper, mercury, silver, gold and platinum. This is the order. See, a more reactive metal can displace a less reactive metal. We have studied in the displacement reaction. See here Zn plus FeSO4 if a reaction occurs, then Zn can displace SO4 because Zn is more reactive than Fe. So this reaction will become ZnSO4 plus Fe. But if we start trying to react FeSO4 and Zn, oh sorry, here no reaction will take place because, oh, I was writing it correct, I have written the same equation, ZnSO4 plus Fe. Now Zn is more reactive, Fe is less reactive, so no reaction will take place over here because Fe is less reactive than zinc. A more reactive metal can displace a less reactive metal. This is known as displacement reaction. Now potassium and sodium, we studied, they react so vigorously in air that they catch fire if kept in the open. So to protect them and to prevent accidental fires, they are kept immersed in kerosene oil. It is very important. Name two metals which react vigorously in air, that are sodium and potassium. Why are they stored in kerosene oil? Because they are very reactive and if kept in the open they will react vigorously. At ordinary temperatures, surfaces of metals such as magnesium, aluminium, zinc are covered with a thin layer of oxide. This protective oxide layer prevents the metal from further oxidization. Iron does not burn on heating, but iron filings burn vigorously when sprinkled in the flame of burner. Copper does not burn, but the hot metal is coated with a black colored layer of copper oxide. Silver and gold do not react with oxygen even at high temperatures. I have told you these points. See, anodizing. Anodizing is the process of forming a thick layer of aluminium. See, aluminium metal forms a layer of aluminium oxide on it so that it prevents it from further oxidization. The resistance can be improved by making the oxide layer more thicker. If we make the layer thick, then it will prevent from oxidization. During anodizing, a clean aluminium article is made the anode and is electrolyzed with dilute sulfuric acid. See, we can make here an anode is there, aluminium article is made as anode and it is dropped in dilute sulfuric acid. So the oxygen gas evolved at the anode reacts with aluminium to make a thicker protective oxide layer, and this oxide layer can be dyed easily to give aluminium articles an attractive finish. So it is used. Next, reaction of metals with water or steam. See, metal and water reacts to form metal hydroxide. The metals which are soluble in water form metal hydroxide, and the metals which are insoluble form metal oxide plus hydrogen. See, we have done an experiment over here. A glass tube is there in which a glass bowl soaked in water is there. A metal sample is placed inside a glass tube. A delivery tube is attached to the inverted test tube. Water is placed in it. It is attached to a stand. So if we heat a metal sample, so hydrogen gas is liberated, and when it is immersed in water, hydrogen gas forms. Metals like sodium and potassium react violently with cold water. In case of sodium and potassium, reaction is so violent and exothermic. Exothermic means a large amount of heat is liberated that the evolved hydrogen immediately catch fire. So in case of sodium and potassium, the hydrogen evolved immediately catches fire. So the reaction is highly exothermic. Exothermic means a large amount of heat is evolved in this reaction. So the chemical reaction becomes K plus H2O. Water gives potassium hydroxide plus hydrogen and heat energy. Similarly, sodium plus water gives sodium hydroxide, hydrogen gas and heat energy. Reaction of calcium is less violent. The heat evolved is not sufficient for the hydrogen to catch fire. It is less exothermic reaction. So calcium plus water gives calcium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas. See, hydrogen gas sticks to the surface of the metal, so the calcium starts floating. Magnesium does not burn with cold water, but it reacts with hot water to form magnesium hydroxide and hydrogen. It also starts floating because the bubbles of hydrogen gas sticks to its surface, so it comes up. Metals like aluminium, iron and zinc do not react either with hot or cold water, but they react with steam. These are very important points, that sodium and potassium can react with cold water. Calcium reacts with cold water, but the reaction is less exothermic. Magnesium reacts only with hot water, and aluminium, iron, zinc reacts with steam. So they react with steam to form metal oxide and hydrogen. They are insoluble, so they are forming aluminium oxide plus hydrogen gas, and iron also Fe3O4 ferric oxide plus hydrogen. Metals such as lead, copper, silver and gold do not react with water at all. Reaction of metals with acid. When metal is reacting with the acid, salt and hydrogen gas is formed. See, Na plus HCl, it forms a salt NaCl2 and hydrogen gas is liberated over here. Similarly, potassium plus sulfuric acid gives potassium sulfate plus hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is not evolved when a metal reacts with nitric acid. See, here hydrochloric acid reaction takes place, sulfuric acid reaction is taking place, but whenever we take a nitric acid HNO3, it is not, hydrogen gas will not evolve because nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent. It oxidizes hydrogen produced to water. See, when hydrogen gas is produced, it will oxidize it to form water, H2O, and itself get reduced to the oxides of nitrogen like N2O, NO2 or NO. But magnesium and manganese are two metals which will react with very dilute nitric acid to evolve hydrogen gas. Mg is magnesium, Mn is manganese. HNO3 is nitric acid, so MgNO3 whole twice plus hydrogen gas, and MnNO3 whole twice plus hydrogen gas is formed. Aqua regia. We have studied in the last year that aqua regia was a mixture of concentrated hydrochloric acid and concentrated nitric acid in the ratio 3:1. It was used to dissolve gold and platinum. It is highly corrosive in nature. So whenever we used to dissolve gold and platinum, aqua regia was used to clean it. Next, how do metal react with solution of other metals? I told you displacement reaction, that a more reactive metal displaces a less reactive metal. So metal A plus salt of metal B gives salt of metal A plus metal B. Fe will displace copper over here because Fe is more reactive than Cu, and it will form FeSO4 plus Cu. Similarly, Ag, Au were least reactive metals. Copper will displace this and form copper nitrate, and silver metal will be formed. So we have some questions on page 46. Why is sodium kept immersed in kerosene oil? So to prevent its reaction with air, because it will react vigorously in air. To prevent reaction with oxygen, moisture or carbon dioxide. Write equations for iron with steam. See, Fe plus H2O, steam is water, gives Fe3O4 plus H2. Now we have to balance these equations. See, Fe3 is there, so we will multiply it by 3. Now O4 is there, so we will multiply it by 4. Now H becomes 8, so this is 4. Next, calcium and potassium with water. Calcium plus water gives CaOH whole twice plus hydrogen gas. So this H is 4, so multiply it by 2. Now O is 2, this is balanced. Next, potassium plus water gives KOH plus H2 gas. Balance this. Here H is 3, H is 2, so we have to multiply it by 2 so that it becomes 4. Now K is 2, so balance it. Third, we have been given samples of 4 elements. Now when they are reacting with different salts, displacement reaction will take place and no reaction will take place. Dash means no reaction. So we have to tell which is the most reactive metal. See, a metal which can displace Fe will be the most reactive metal. So only B is displacing FeSO4, so B is the most reactive metal. What would you observe if B is added to a solution of copper sulfate? So a displacement reaction will take place because Fe is more reactive than CuSO4, so a displacement reaction will take place. Copper sulfate is blue in color, so the blue color will fade, and when copper metal will be formed, a red brown deposit will be formed. Arrange the following elements in order of decreasing reactivity. See, we know B is the most reactive metal. Now see, D is not showing any reaction with any of the metals, so D is the least reactive. Now CuSO4, A is showing reactivity with CuSO4, but neither B, C and D. So A is less reactive than B but more reactive than C, because C is reacting with AgNO3 and Ag is in the last of the reactivity series. So the decreasing order becomes B, A, C and D. Which gas is produced when dilute hydrochloric acid is added to a reactive metal? Hydrogen gas. Because dilute hydrochloric acid is HCl, it will liberate hydrogen gas. Now, if iron reacts with dilute sulfuric acid, FeSO4 plus hydrogen gas will be produced. This is the sign of a gas liberated. Fifth question. What would you observe if zinc is added to FeSO4? Iron sulfate is FeSO4. Zinc sulfate plus iron will be formed. This is light green in color and this is colorless. Thank you.